good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life.
Mama's doing well. She seems super. Oh, yes. She didn't need us at all. Total surprise. And baby looks like he's doing well too. He's latched on and drinking a little colostrum, building up his antibodies. So. Good morning, Shire folk, and welcome back to Old Man Willow Farm. I'm Diane, and I'm here to speak about everything to do with running a horse business or owning horses. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something we often as horse people dream about, and that is breeding our own baby. You may have a mare that you love or you have access to, and you have you find out that stud fees are not that expensive. Oh, we have a visitor. Oops. That was Comet. He's our barn cat. He just ran up the ladder to go and get to the food. Hey, baby. How you doing? Anyway, as I was saying, we have this dream. We find out that stud fees are not that expensive, and we think, well, why not? Well, why not indeed? Firstly, it actually ends up being a little bit more expensive than you would think. This is a long-term investment because from breeding to when you can actually ride the horse or, I guess, train them to sell, you're looking at 3 to 4 years. So this is a long-term investment, and you have quite a few hidden costs involved. Now, it's not only, so if you can find a live cover, that is a lot cheaper than doing artificial insemination. And the only problem is that you have to pay for your mare to board at the facility. So you transport her to the stallion where she's covered, and then she has to stay there. And sometimes they're not covered first time around. So she stays there until she's covered, and then she stays there until the first ultrasound, so to make sure that the fetus, the embryo is taken. So you have those fees. Then you have the vet's bills associated with it, and it's the vet's bills for the mama. So you have at least 2 ultrasounds that you have to do to make sure that the pregnancy is safe. You have the post birth checkup, and that's assuming that there are no complications during the birth. And then for the babies are notoriously bad at getting themselves hurt. I mean, we had, with our baby, he got kicked by one of the other horses out in the paddock. It almost sheared his tendon. So it was months of vet bills and cost us like over $1,000. So there's the baby vet bills as well. So there's those costs. And then there's the feed costs, because you have to feed the mare good quality alfalfa and grain through her pregnancy to make sure that the fetus develops well. And then when the baby is born, you have to do the same for him for the next 2 to 3 years as he's growing and needs that extra nutrition. So these costs, they all begin to add up, and essentially, unless you can sell your baby for a lot of money, you're not going to make anything out of this deal. So why do it at all? Well, it is, oh my word, I am competing. Rigby. The geese are all here asking for breakfast. Why do it at all? Well, it is just a magical experience for sure. So I'm going to introduce you to our mama and our baby and tell you about our journey. So people choose to breed for many reasons, and the most common reason is that they breed for color or else for lineage. So whatever sport that they're interested in, they'll breed for that particular sport. For us, it was more about a desire to raise our own baby and just the opportunity. We had this opportunity in this mare that came to board with us, and this is Comanche Lady Hawk. She's our baby's mom, and she's a registered Appaloosa mare out of Comanche Blue Hawk and Roxana Star. And when she came to us, she was about 5-6 years old. She had not had a baby before. She was pretty skinny, was just broke to ride, had not had much training. And we started working with her, and she is just great. She's so much fun to ride. She jumps like a star, and really will jump anything you point at. So she's really brave. So I love those qualities in her. Her temperament was a little bit of a concern. Couldn't let any of the kids in the store with her. She'd try to bite them or like fly kick at them. But her mother, who boarded with us as well, had a super temperament. So when I was looking for a stallion, I was looking for a stallion with a wonderful, sweet temperament, and that would give us a little bit of height. So she's about 15 1/2 high, and we were looking for something, the baby to come out around 16 2 hands high. So we found this thoroughbred Appaloosa cross named Nimapoo Grand Slam out of Coverall Bases. It was the thoroughbred sire, and Nimapoo Maid was his dam. And he was a blue roan blanket Appaloosa, a beautiful, beautiful floaty mover, and the sweetest temperament. And most importantly, he was a live cover. He was close by, so we could do a live cover. And so those two were the ones that made the magic happen. And Miss Lady, actually, from having her baby, although you wouldn't think it, with those ears back, don't put those ears back, Missy. Don't put those ears back. She's actually improved tremendously. She's turned into a sweet girl. Have you turned into a sweet girl? Yes. Most of the time. Yeah. It's amazing. Having a baby definitely helps them to settle down. Well, it did in this case. So yeah, most of the time you're a sweet girl. So I discovered our little miracle at like 5 a.m. when I came down to the barn to feed the horses. I had kind of had a feeling. I saw that Lady was waxing up, saw that she was starting to look like it was about her time. And so I had prepared the stall. I had a thick bed of hay for him. We groomed her. We braided up her tail so that it wouldn't get in the way. So we kind of thought the time was near, but it still took us by surprise. Of course, she did it all by herself, and she did an awesome job. She was a great mama. And we had a little baby, but of course, not a spot. Well, I wouldn't say not a spot inside, because Merlin is a bay, but he does have the split hooves of the Appaloosa, and he has a couple of spots on his fetlocks. So he is in fact a registered Appaloosa. He just doesn't have the color, which was fine for us because we hadn't bred for the color. We were just excited to have a baby. So yeah, let me just tell you a little bit. I'm going to take you and show you Merlin right now and tell you a little bit about his name, how he got to be named. So while Juliet claimed that a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, I tend to concur with Treebeard that real names tell you the story of the things they belong to. I believe words have power. They they have the power to transform. And anyone who has been exposed to any kind of verbal abuse and constant negativity can attest to this. And of course, the inverse is true. So what you consistently speak over people matters. And like babies, horses and puppies, animals grow into their names. So the Nez Perce tribe, or Nimipu as they call themselves, they developed the Appaloosa breed. And so we chose to honor our colt's heritage by registering him as Nimipu Nighthawk. But his barn name is Merlin. And that's the name that we hope he will grow up into. And you can see he's out here with Lucky, and they look almost identical. He is just over 2 years old, and he's a little bit bigger. He'll probably grow out to about 16 2 hands high. We measured him when he was a yearling, and that's what he'll probably grow out to. So why Merlin? Well, the Merlin falcon is this small, compact, insignificant looking brown bird that has a speckled underbelly. And the thing about it is its small size belies its just incredible tenacity. And it's counted among the fastest and most exceptional acrobatic aerial fighters to rule the sky. And it's that power, courage, and athleticism that we hope will mark out our beautiful boy and make him literally soar. So as you can see, we love our baby. He is so sweet. Fortunately, he has the most wonderful temperament. He is such a good boy. He is just started under saddle, so he'll be doing a lot of groundwork and just very light riding to start with. And I'll be sharing some videos on that process with you. But he is just such a pleasure, and it was so much fun having 3 generations, his grandmother, his mother, and himself here on the farm, and have this little family for a while. It was just fun to see that, like, in those interactions. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, and I produce a video like this once a week. And it's just fun to share in our experiences and meet the animals here on the farm. I'll see you next time. Come on, breakfast time. This way. This way. Okay, breakfast time for these guys. There we go. Yes, you've been complaining to me all morning. Now eat your breakfast, you silly goose. You silly goose. Are you coming to say hello?